microphone. Just 1 second. Yeah, should be recording.
Hello, welcome. This is Marie Diamond and Monique Vlaxo, and we are baptizing tonight the Enlightened World Media, and I would love to put our intentions together. So I invite you to close your eyes and sit in a relaxed position and just connect your spirits with our spirits and our hearts with our hearts. And as we are connecting and creating this beautiful synergy of light, I ask you to connect with the spirit and heart of the world and of humanity. We're calling in the inspiration, we're calling in the enthusiasm, we're calling in the wisdom, the guidance, to manifest Enlightened World Media so that your message can empower the world. Your message of success, health, relationship, wisdom, business, environment can touch the people that you cannot reach perhaps right now, but that you will be by connecting with Enlightened World Media, to make a difference, to create a shift, to create upliftment, enlightenment, change, and transformation. Let's hold that intention for many years to go. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. So be it. So be it. So be it. You can open your eyes now. Well, welcome to the Enlightened World Media, where your message empowers the world. Hello, Monique.
Hello, Marie.
So welcome to all of the people listening live or that will listen to the recording. We have today our kickoff meeting. We are very excited that something Monique and I have been working on since many months is finally seeing the world, and we're very excited about that. And Monique, you want to say a welcome word to everybody present?
Yes, I love that. As you said that you and I have been working on this for quite a few months. It's very exciting to now give birth to this new media platform that is giving everyone that wants to get involved the inspiration and the joy and the power to share our messages with the world. So I'm very excited to give birth to this, and I think that this is a very wonderful way for all of us to connect even further, and to connect people that at the moment might not even know each other, but to work together to make our message heard all over the globe. So I'm very excited to get this started.
Well, let's get it started. Thank you for your beautiful message. So perhaps we can go to the next slide.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our agenda. So we have to talk about our vision and purpose, the outline of EWM, as we call it short, Enlightened World Media, host requirements, host benefits, target listeners, listeners' benefits, then the offer with packages we have, the next steps, and then place, of course, for questions and answers. I think the next slide is in place. So Monique, perhaps you can share a little bit about yourself, and then I can do that the same.
Sure. Well, I did build a portal where I realized there is a lot of people out there that have very powerful ideas and have no idea how to turn that idea into a viable business. And this is why I created the Business Launch Portal that really helps people to turn their idea into a business step by step, connects people all over the world. And when I started this, I started with giving people inspiration because I realized that what really drives us forward and inspires and empowers us is when we see that there's people out there that want to, that have walked the line, that, and have the experience that we would like to benefit from to really help us go that path ourselves. And this is how actually I got started to stream my own radio shows, and at that time I was part of a radio network platform where I realized that I was reaching out in much bigger and better ways with my message to the world when I didn't even have a network yet at that time. And within 5-6 months, basically I reached like 20,000 people, and I know that that would not never have been possible if I would have tried to do this on my own. However, I found out that on the platform where I was, there were certain values that I cherished, not really lived, that I didn't get the support I wanted, and there were a lot of other things where I thought I would like to actually have and, be part of a radio platform where we really wholeheartedly support each other and cross-promote each other and build a powerful community of hosts. And that was basically what made me come up with the idea and join forces with Marie to get this platform started. And I think a lot of you know me, but still maybe just a couple of other words. I have started to walk down the professional speaker path this year. I've been already speaking in 6 different countries in the US, Europe, and Asia. I keep running my radio show, have listeners now in more than 35 countries. I published articles in 2 books so far, and I'm a very, very proud member of the Association of Transformational Leaders, and I think there is quite a few people that want to join this Enlightened World Media platform that are members of ATL as well. So, and there's probably more to say about me, but Marie, I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself because you have a powerful background and story to
Thank you, Monique. That is so wonderful. I always learn so much by listening to you. And Marie Diamond is my name, and I started focusing on creating enlightened leaders since 35 years, since my 15. So you can make the calculation. And for me, I've used my energy systems through meditation and feng shui and dowsing and enlightened leadership to create a difference in the world. And through the movie The Secret and other motivational documentaries and books, I've been able to spread my work into more than 185 countries. And one of the things that helped me in the past was joining radio platforms, internet radio platforms. And at a certain moment, I had more than 50,000 listeners weekly. But at the same time, I also felt there was more possibilities with the media platform if there was more collaboration between the speakers. And out of both our aha experiences, I would say, Monique and I found each other after Monique interviewed me for her business launch portal and radio show. And we kind of put our experiences and our information that we receive, the way we would love to do things together. And we've been working on since the beginning of this year. We've been really working on, okay, how would we do it? How would we make it a difference? How would we can support the speakers and the teachers in such a way that the word collaboration, that we really both cherish as a value for the Enlightened World Media, would be possible. and we met through, TLC for me and through ATL Europe. We met these amazing, beautiful teachers and speakers, and we sometimes see that, it's really not easy to always get to a global audience. It's sometimes easy to get to a local audience, but how to get to a global audience? And I was lucky to be picked up as an author by several global companies, and that made it more easy for me to do that and to be in movies like The Secret. But, for a beginning speaker or inspirational teacher, it's not always so easy to go there. And so we both have experienced the marvelousness about being on a media platform, but we wanted to bring it in a more enlightened way, a way with beautiful values and very good marketing skills. And so we put our experiences together and offer you this possibility this way. I think, Monique, anything else you want to add to this, or we can go to the next slide?
I think we still have the opportunity to get to know each other in many different ways, so let's keep going. Let's talk about our vision.
Yeah. So, well, our vision, after a lot of many months of inner work and working deeper into that, we've done our, I would say we took the time to really come to that. We came with the Enlightened World Media Network, EWM, makes transformation leaders heard around the globe with their own online radio, later on TV show, to enlighten local and global audiences with their message. That is the vision that Monique and I are very passionate about. Next slide. Perhaps you can share the purpose, Monique?
Sure. Well, coming out of the vision, obviously, what we really would like to do is, it's a support platform where we think we would like to support ourselves and every other transformational leader that wants to be part of this around the world to really get out there and make their voice heard. And we know that this is a large crowded world and there is a lot of media out there, and there's a lot of choice of what we can watch and how we can spend our time. So it's important that we come together as transformational leaders and support each other to make our voice heard in this world. And we also think that it's not only us talking into the world and talking to people that want to get inspired and empowered. It's also that we want to get each of us actually connected with each other and with listeners out there, and to empower you as leaders to connect faster, easier, and with less effort to people out there and also amongst ourselves. So we want to enable you to create your own audio programs and digital information platform, and also go beyond your own local market. And this is what Marie said, that sometimes for people that are pretty known in their own environment, it's hard to actually get their voice heard in a bigger way. And this is what we want to do. And also, based on Marie's and my own experience, we thought that we would really create a platform that is beneficial for everyone involved, not just for the hosts and the listeners, but everyone around us. Because when we communicate and when we set an intention to inspire and empower people, we impact not only ourselves and our listeners, but many other people around us. So we want to offer a platform that is really keeping in mind everyone that might potentially be impacted, to make sure that everyone benefits from this. So this is our purpose. Marie, would you like to add something?
No, I think you shared that very beautiful. Perhaps I can share the next slide.
Good.
So what is our outline for 2014? As we are starting, we're starting the kickoff here in 2013, and we would really like to have a beautiful run for 2014. We want both local and global reach. So the outlines like our goals we are, focusing on. We would focus next year on audio streaming, not on video streaming, first on audio streaming. And we would cover topics related to success, health, relationships, inspiration and personal growth, business and environment. We would actually focus on getting a streaming 24/7 is a target, starting with a few shows per day. That means that we're actually focusing on getting every day, 24 hours possible to be heard. And so because we are looking into a global media network, meaning that also people from Asia can come on their time, people from America can do it on their time, people from Europe take their time. So it will become 24/7 because of that. We also, like I shared, we would cover topics on success, health, and this topics, but we would actually create them per day. So there will be a success day so that all the topics with success will be on one day. All topics on health will be on another day. And so we would actually have 6 days we would do the show, do the platform, and the 7th day we rest. And so that all the shows that come together on success would be, on that day. So the audience would really know, okay, I'm really interested in success things, and I have a few hours to spend, or I can listen to a few hours on success. They can actually focus that day on their show. Other people are saying, like, I'm really into changing my relationships right now. Oh, this is the day that, EWM is focusing on relationships, and they can listen to all the inspiration of that day on relationships. So this is quite unique because we felt that we didn't want to mingle everything, but we want to really make sure that the listeners knew which day they want to focus on. And we can imagine that some people have shows that would work both in success and both in inspiration. And so we would give that opportunity, of course, to put you on different days. But for the listeners, it would be making very clear. And we gave, of course, every topic a certain color. And then people would know, okay, this is the day that, it's Thursday. Let us focus on relationships today. And so we would actually cover the topics per day. We actually would start in English, but we would like to add very rapidly, because we already have requests from these areas to do also the radio shows in other languages. And that is quite new also, because in the global internet media platforms, it's always about English. And I think we need to be careful with our, I'm muting. But we want people to have their opportunity to speak in their own language. Because we're such a global world now, and even if, for example, you speak Dutch, there are Dutch people all over the world that want to listen. And some people are Czech, and they want to speak with Czech people all over the world. So we want to kind of bring the local and the global reach together. Because I have seen in my own journey that sometimes I organize for a niche on a certain language. And then I was just speaking a few weeks ago for a Greek community, and through my database there were people from South America, South Africa on the call. They were all Greek, and they just wanted to listen because they were like, finally, I can hear me speak, not in Greek, but with translation of Greek. And so I feel like this is a really important piece to the Enlightened World Media, that people from different languages can come on board also at the same time. So these are the 5 major goals we really want to focus on to start working on in 2014. Anything you want to add to that, Monique?
No, I think you described it beautifully.
Okay.
Great.
And then I would suggest the next slide.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions so far, please write them down, or you can send them later in the chat, or for people who are live on the call, or you can email us always to info@enlightenedworldmedia.com. You would like to share the host requirements, Monique?
Sure. Well, what we thought about is when Marie and I thought about creating that media platform, we thought about who are the leaders that we would like to have their message spread with the world. Also based on experience we had in terms of who were co-hosts that we worked with in the past and what was our experience. And we thought that we want to have hosts sharing their message together with us that are in a way innovative thought leaders that have new ideas, new concepts that really are interested in shifting the world, empowering people like we do. Also, we thought that as we all know in ATL and beyond that, in our business, in our lives, there's certain values we cherish, like, honesty, integrity, authenticity, and so on. So we thought that we would like to invite people that, don't only verbally, but really live these values as we appreciate them. So we want to bring people on that, like us, have the benefit of the people that we want to serve in mind and are not only money driven, for example. So yeah, it's important to us to have value driven hosts being with us on that platform. And what we also thought is we want people with heart that want to make a difference. What does that mean? Um, we really want to have people that are human, that are, that really care for others, and also that want to empower others to live a better life, to be more successful, to live more healthily, and so on. So we want people that have a big heart so that they can share their love and their care with the world out there. Then also, I already almost said it, people that have a focus on making the world a better place. It's not about only benefiting for us, but empowering and enabling people to live better lives and to have an impact on their own world, on their own organizations, so that overall we contribute to a better world, right? And well, also we want to have hosts on that are happy to cross-promote their shows and products, and that is pretty crucial and important because this is one of the ways how we will reach a bigger audience, is because we want to cross-promote our shows because we are also sharing a passion for what other hosts actually want to share with the world. And it's not only about us and our message, it's really bringing our own message and together with other hosts' messages and making it stronger all together. So we want to have hosts on board that are like us, very happy to cross-promote each other and support each other to be successful as hosts and with our message. And one thing that we want to mention as well is we want to keep a balance. We are very aware that this platform is very is very attractive to people that have a strong local leadership status, but might not be very known in other parts of the world yet. So these are probably hosts that are just starting to host for the first time. And we would like to have a healthy balance between people that are new hosts to support them, but also hosts that are established already and that have already bigger networks, because only that way we will reach a broader community pretty quickly. So that is pretty important to us. Marie, is there anything that
Yeah,
I forgot
I
to say?
totally, yeah, no, I think you mentioned very wonderful, but I think I just want to point out to the cross-promotion. One of the things, and we will go deeper into that, but cross-promotion, it's about, you just don't join a media platform to just bring forward your message. You just are, that the people that come on EWM are, we attract them, of course, in that are supporting each other. And that means through social media, through your database, you just tell, who other people are that are doing beautiful shows. And of course, there are some people with bigger databases or bigger social media platforms than others. But it's not about the numbers. It's about, sharing that, we are all together here to make an enlightened world and to empower each other. And, Monique and I have experienced this already by just, sharing contacts and saying, well, this person is looking for somebody, and it's really beautiful. And I know in ATL and in TLC we have the same experiences. It's about generosity. And the more generous you are, and that's what cross-promotion is about, it's about generosity and knowing that as I'm sharing other people's work, that also the others will share my work, and that you'll be able to reach people that otherwise you have no opportunities to reach, or perhaps with a lot of marketing money behind it. And so this is an organic promotion that works very well, as we have both experienced. I think we can perhaps go now to the host benefits.
Yeah.
As the requirements, of course, there are also benefits, and they're more than the requirements. So you can actually reach listeners all over the globe with your shows, and that's of course the power of internet. The power of internet is actually, it's global, but it's actually very local in the sense that it becomes one big village, even if we're all over the world. And I've seen this for the last, I would say, 9 years actually. I've been giving teleseminars, and I've been connecting digital with the people worldwide, and it's amazing which people you can use, you can connect with all over the world. So it is really globally. Connecting with the right audience for your vision, wisdom, and products is really a key thing too, because that's why we would love, the shows, the radio shows to be on the right day, so people know, okay, this is the day that people are interested for your target markets are listening. So it's the right audience, and so your vision, wisdom, and your products that you will, of course, share on your platform, on your radio show, can be connected with the market out there. It's also creating an extra income from your media hosting, ads, and sponsoring. So one of the things, and of course we don't have time to go deeper into that, but at a certain point we'll also, that's what EWM, Monique, and I are going to focus on, is getting the sponsoring in, ads that you can put on your shows so that you actually can create extra income from the sponsoring and the ads, so that if we bring in sponsors for certain shows, of course we are sharing the revenue of that. Ads from products that you want to put in your show, of course you will receive people going to your website. So it's a whole, it's not just the fact that you're sharing wisdom, there's also a revenue income stream from that, or people that really love your work and that will connect with you through your website or call you for consultations or any sessions you're giving or any advice you're giving. And both Monique and I have seen this really work very well, because people just need to listen sometimes a few times to your wisdom and to your information before they can commit. And as we know, sometimes it's said that people need to listen 7 times to you. But where can they find you 7 times in a short amount of time? Well, on your media platform. That's where they can reach you on a regular level and in a regular way. And they know then, oh, this is the show. Or even if they cannot go live on an internet media platform, they can download. They can download the audio and they can listen to it whenever they want. But they can keep connecting with you on a regular level. And there is, of course, there are a lot of messages out in the world, but it's the regularity that people know where to find you that makes a big difference. So becoming part of a global hosting community that works together spreading your message is really key benefit for the hosts. Because it's not just you going out there, it's others that will spread the word. And of course, Enlightened Media will do their own social media campaign, and will do their own work to get the messages out there. But also the hosts with each other is focusing on that. And like I said, we're bringing in both established hosts and local hosts or new hosts, so that people that are more established will, of course, bring in their radiance already out in the world. They will, give you opportunities. And I have seen, being already in the world for more than 20 years, that the more as an established author or speaker you're generous and you are supporting others, the better it is also for your own vision and mission to be accomplished in the world. And so it is actually, it's creating a huge radiance of energy in spreading a message. And we both have aspects of this message to create an enlightened world, a world that is better working for everyone. So it's not about concurrence, it's about collaboration. And this is the new way to do things. And this is the platform we want to create based on that. Monique, perhaps you want to take over a few of the next slides, or perhaps to have some adding to what I shared?
Well, just maybe to add on the part, being part of the global hosting community. As I said, Marie and I have been part of other hosting communities in the past, and for me personally, and I guess it's the same for you, Marie, it made a big difference to really connect, to really, help each other to maybe find guests for the shows, to help each other to bring our expertise to each other, help each other expand our networks, and so on. So it is actually much more than cross-promoting our shows. It's really becoming part of a global community of people that are leaders in their field, and to work together and to connect. And I think this is one of the biggest, the most important things that we can offer with such a platform, right?
Totally, I totally agree, and we have experienced that, Monica and I, that we just, we meet sometimes someone and we're like, well, this is not the person that I perhaps would like to have a conversation with, but hey, this is a great person for Monique, or people sometimes ask me, somebody, I want to be on radio shows, and we have connections with, a lot of PR companies also that are looking for good radio shows, and because when authors are launching a book, or you want to be on as much radio shows as possible, and so we have that connection set up so that there are the possibilities that they know this is the whole platform there, and we want so it's also possible that people come to you and say, well, would you be willing to inspire your audience with my work? And it can be both that you're speaking to your audience or that you're bringing guests in. What is always a good thing to once in a while, or each time, whatever you desire, have guests coming in and there's a conversation happening. And but that in itself is really great. And this is one of the things, even the cross promotion. I'm sure if we have people that are launching their products, their books, we're going to make sure that this is also spread to the Enlightened Media group of audience.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and
you want to continue, Monique?
Yeah, happy to. Yeah. So we've said already a lot about sharing and cross-promoting each other's shows, and I know not everyone will actively promote everyone else's shows, but by cross-promoting some shows of other people, my experience is that once I was part of a platform like that, and we started off, with 500 or 1,000 listeners, and a couple of months down the road, we had 20, 30,000 listeners each month. Starting with a small group of hosts, but again, as I said, I mean, it's very powerful to not only, communicate through our own social media platforms, but through other ones. So also, one of the experiences, and this is why we pay a lot of attention to the media network support, is that Marie and we experienced that, sometimes when we had questions to the people running these media networks, maybe they were not as available as we would have liked to, or certain things were not really, making us feel very comfortable and feeling like we were in good hands. So we said that we really want to strive to offer everyone, including ourselves, the best media network support that that is available, thanks to technical systems and thanks to involving people that will support us alongside. So that is something very, very important to us as well, that every host that is part of that community will be actively supported whenever they need support.
Yeah, and they also will be trained to make
Yes.
sure that they it's easier to get on the platform, and so we will we have already the first team members that will help support that setting this up, so that you always are able to connect in if in case you need some help and some support.
Mm-hmm. And then while Marie and I have been hosting shows already for quite some time, we learned what works and what doesn't work. How do we really best promote our shows? How do we market them? And we are happy to to share with every other host what we learned and bring other experienced hosts on, so that we learn from each other what the best hosting and marketing strategies are that have proven successful. So that's also important. Then also all of us are leaders in our field, and we are constantly trying to bring something to the world that helps people to live a better life or be more successful, more healthy. So we're constantly creating new products, writing new books, and so on. And of course, through a platform like that, we want to make sure that these things, these instruments get actively promoted. Products, books, everything we are doing, right?
Yeah, and I would like to add to that, Monique, is that EWM will also create their own list of listeners. We have started, really implementing new ways how to do that. And so then the people that are hosts will actually then everybody has their own database, of course, but there will be also a list, a listener list that we are creating and bringing the listeners in to really receive some beautiful information, extra information beyond the audio programs. And on that list, new products or books will be promoted actively from the hosts, of course. I think that's a major thing. So there won't be just people going to listen. There will be in the future also a membership site to this, where people will be, in the list of EWM, so we can promote you even more actively.
Mm-hmm. That was important to add, yes. And then another point that we mentioned already earlier was that, of course, by being part of that platform, you will also get access, direct access to guests for your radio shows that you might normally not have access to, because if we bring our networks together, of course, we have a much wider reach. And I would never have met Marie if someone on that radio platform that I knew wouldn't have connected me with her. So, us being here and creating this is actually a direct result to getting access to people that otherwise, we would never have met, thanks to my radio show in the first place.
Yeah, and it is, and being on to ATL Europe,
Exactly. Also, yes, opens us many doors. And there's one more thing that we wanted to mention, although not for the first 3 months, because we want to build a stable platform first, and that's the utmost focus, but eventually we want to give hosts the opportunity to also hold webinars and to share their wisdom and experience and their messages in other ways, and also tap into additional media products and platforms in that way.
Yeah, and I
Marie, you
just would
want to
like
add?
to add
Yeah.
also, yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
would like to add also, Monique, that there is what we call monthly meetings in EWM
Yes.
circle, where the hosts can come together and, connect in the beginning with their questions and answers, how to do things. And so it's a growing experience at the same time, but that we are there for them, on their monthly calls and to, listen in and getting feedback from each other, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's an additional thing. Okay.
Yes. Shall we keep going and look at the listener side, or do you want to add something here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would suggest if people on the call or live on the call, they make some notes. If you have questions, you can ask them later. And the other people, if you have questions and you're not live on the call, please you can send an email to info@enlightenedworldmedia.com, and then we can answer from there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Okay.
go for the listeners. What do the listeners
Well, I mean, they're the
suggest?
most important thing, or they're equally important, right? Because they're the
Yeah.
ones that we do this for equally. So you
Yeah.
want to go for
Yeah.
explaining who our listeners are?
I will. The first part, yes. Um, well, the targeted listeners, who are the ones we are focusing on to bring this forward? Well, the local and global audiences that are the best fit to your topic. Like I said, every day there will be another topic, like success or health or business. We're focusing between 20 and 80 years old, men and women. And, of course, we're welcoming the younger than 20s and the older than 80s, but that's kind of the listener age that we're looking for. We, of course, are looking for people that are wanting to change something in their personal and business life, and listeners that are open to personal development and transformation. As our speakers are focused on that too, we, of course, are attracting the listeners into that. How do we plan to attract a big number of listeners, Monique? Perhaps you can explain some of
Well,
that?
I don't think I need to say anything more about cross-promotion, right? Because we spoke about that
Yeah.
already extensively. But we absolutely want to also make sure that, in our shows, some of us will run their own shows and they might not necessarily invite guests, but do, just share their own message. But quite a few of us will invite guests and often leaders in their field that also have a strong social media presence, right? So just to give an example, sometimes I interviewed people that were not very known yet, so I only had a couple of hundred listeners. But sometimes I interviewed people that had a big network. I was easily attracting 3,000 to 6,000 people to a show or even more, right? And I think you attracted more than that, also even, Marie. But by interviewing these leaders in their field, they're also attracting a lot of listeners because they communicated and shared with their networks. And then, as you already mentioned, Marie, is we are not just communicating through our own individual social media channels, but we will build a combined listener database that will grow over time quite exponentially, from my experience in the past. And whenever we have messages to share, then we will put these messages and communicate these messages like new books coming out or new shows or highlighting certain shows and so on, that will be sent to everyone that has signed up to this in the first place.
Yeah, yeah, because you really create a group connection, and if one of the hosts has a new product, that is exciting, you just definitely want to let all the listeners that have signed in to EWM and are on our list, we want to let them know, because we're proud, of course, then that the hosts have something new to present to the world and make a difference in a bigger way. So, of course, that's why we're looking into the combined database that through the social media that we're doing and the free gifts that they will be able to receive. The listeners of Enlightened World Media will be able to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
So like you shared, the listeners membership platform, this is something It's not in the beta version, but something we're focusing on too. Perhaps you want to share something about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's not necessarily that every listener is going to become part of that membership platform, because we want to actually reach, a lot of listeners all over the globe. And as we know, not everyone wants to put their name down in the first place, right? But there will be people from our experience over time that want to know more, that want to get more actively engaged with the hosts, that are really keen to learn more, to get access to products and books from hosts, and participate in webinars and so on. So there's this group of people that are keen to get involved in a closer way, in a more active way, and these people will actually get the opportunity to become part of a membership platform that we are planning to build. And there's many benefits for listeners. Is there anything on the membership platform you want to add, Marie, or shall we?
I would say that I will probably go deeper into that after the startup period, but we are definitely have already created a lot of the aspects we want to put in the membership platform, because we know that our hosts have more than the audio shows that they have. They have perhaps ebooks, and they have other digital products that they want to share. And then the memberships will then be able to connect in with more digital products from the hosts beyond their audio programs, because they become fans. They become fans not just from the EWM, but they become fans of specific audio radio shows. And so then, of course, they will be interested to know more, and we will then create a platform that both for the hosts and for EWM, there's a wonderful collaboration possible to share and create, perhaps share your digital information in a way to the world that you had no access to this kind of listeners worldwide, especially also for local hosts. When you have already beautiful inspirational talks or ebooks or any digital form of information, and you're like, where do I bring this into the world? Well, the membership platform will be a way to promote this. This is what we felt is a really important piece for the hosts also, and listeners are always benefiting from it, because they will receive, special access or special prices to get to this this information of the host that they like so much.
Mm-hmm. So the next question
let's
is,
see what
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, so the next question is, why should people actually listen to our radio shows, right? And I wanted to invite you to share a couple of things. Why, what's in it for them? Why should they listen to us, and why should they connect with us? Would you like to say something about this?
Yeah, if you give me the next slide.
It's here. It's the listener benefits.
Hold on.
Marie?
Yes, yes, I'm here. I just,
okay.
It doesn't show up in my, just hold on.
Well,
it's somehow doesn't show up for me.
Okay. Shall I then go and, oops.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shall I then go and you just add, and you let me know when you have the picture back?
Yes, yeah? That would be lovely.
Great. Okay. Well, of course, the first thing is that they get access to, to the hosts and to really experts in their field, to learn from them in the areas where they're mostly interested in. We say that it's, the hosts that we will be selecting are not just, communicating whatever is on their mind, but they're really experts in their field, and we want them to communicate life-changing information. So they're going to have direct access to new innovative ideas, to really content-rich information that our listeners can really apply right away in their lives. And also what we thought is pretty important is that they get something that otherwise they wouldn't get, like for example access to products and services of the hosts and the show guests at a lower price than they would normally get it, and some of this even for free. So that makes this platform very attractive to them as well. And for the listeners to also get access to a broader range of expertise, wisdom, and tools that they might never have heard of. We all know in today's world that there's this new things, new tools, new methods developed, invented every single day, and it's very hard to keep up. So this way, they will get access to these innovative tools, methods, expertise, and so on. Also, yeah, you want to add something?
Yeah, I have the slide back, so I
Good.
I just want to
Okay.
let you know. So, like we shared, they can have some expertise in their local language, so it just won't be only English audio shows, but radio shows, but also local. And, some people already have shared, or can I do ones in my local language and can do one in the other one in other week in English? And so, of course, whatever works for you. And, like you shared like access to great personal development material cheaper or for free. And they will also be able to go deeper with their host in participation in webinars, or for example, webinars with several hosts from that day, like the Success Day or the Day on Health. We would then bring the hosts together and then get more specific questions answered on that level.
Yeah, which I think is very important, because often when we actually today listen to radio shows, and I love that, I download them and I take them when I run or when I travel. I take them along, and then whenever I listen to hosts, sometimes there is questions triggered that concern my own specific situation. And this is also something that is not easily available today. In the world of hosting, what Marie and I have seen is that people can really also ask their individually important questions to their hosts, and in webinars and potentially in other ways. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So I think everybody's now ready to hear, like, okay, I would love to know more. How can I get involved in this? And so Monique and I have been looking deeper into what are the possibilities. And at this moment, we are starting a beta version, a beta system to really go live on the 1st of February 2014. That's what we are focusing on. And so that we are actually, there's some preparation time necessary to set people up on a radio platform to know exactly what kind of show they want to do, what are the content. So there is some preparation time that we need to help you with, of course, to get going, because some of you will know exactly what they want to bring, and others are like, I don't know yet. I'm very interested to bring things forward. What is my market, and which days would I connect better, or what is the audience I need to focus on? But we have come up with 3 packages so that both people that are locally more focused still have access to that just want to try it out, than people that are already more focused on getting this professionally up and running. And then we also have a 3rd package that we call the VIP package, because this is one of the things I experience, that sometimes I just don't have the time to do all these things, and sometimes I don't have anyone on the team that can help me with setting things up and streaming all this, that I would have loved that somebody would help me with this. And so the offers have come out of our own experience of the things we saw would be fabulous and worked, and things that we felt were not working in the past, in our previous experiences. And so we have created 3 packages, standard, professional, and VIP. And so Monique, perhaps you want to share the first package?
Yeah, it is really, as you just said, Marie, it is meant for people that just want to get started and test it out and see if it's really for them, and they just really tap into this world of hosting for themselves. Or for people that don't want to do it on a very regular basis, or regularly, yes, but not as often. They don't have a lot of time, and they just really think, let's just do it once per month, and and don't do it weekly or bi-weekly just yet. So that package is basically, of course, monthly streaming. We thought that would be a good entry point. And of course, everyone on that package will also get a representation on our Enlightened World Media platform. So each one of us will have a beautifully designed avatar with our own host title. That doesn't necessarily need to be your name. It could be your professional title or the one that you want to give yourself. And then also that shows what your show is about and represents you in powerful ways on that platform. We also thought that even for that entry package, it's important to allow hosts to stream and to run their shows in their own local language if they want to. As Marie was saying, we're going to start with English, but very soon we plan to also offer the host the opportunity to stream in German and many other languages. So the choice of language should be open to everyone, no matter how often they want to stream or how much support they need. We also thought it's very important to invite every single host to be part and to exchange with other hosts in what we call the Enlightened World Media Circle, and to invite them also to be part of our monthly community calls, no matter how often they stream, so that we really build this community, thinking and spirit. Also, of course, everyone will reach local and global audiences beyond their own network. And what we've also thought is it's not enough to stream a show, but we would really like to proactively announce every single show on the EWM social media. And what is very important when we stream our shows, we want to know how many listeners do we have, where do they come from, and so on and so on. So everyone will have access to data, to statistical information on listenership, on how successful their shows are. And we also thought everyone should have the opportunity to generate some extra income by allowing, also hosts from the that want to use the first package to allow them to also recommend the shows to other people, or to bring other hosts on board so that they can also benefit from making some extra income through affiliate fees. What we also thought,
Monique,
yes?
Monique, may I just point
Sure.
out that, perhaps you have friends and even family, you never know, or people in your network that have been looking for a platform, and you're like, oh, I'm joining this EWM platform, it really works for me, would you like to join? Then there's an affiliate fee for that. So that's really an important piece, I think. And also the affiliate fee when the membership is up and running and products are able to be sold, there will be also affiliate fees on that level.
Yes, that's very important to point out. And what we thought is we want to make this very affordable basically to everyone. So if you start running your shows, for example, on a platform like Blog Talk Radio, you pay, 99 euros a month. And we thought, well, once this is a shared community and we can share some cost, we want to make that available also to people that, don't run their shows on a regular basis, and they don't, necessarily want to run their own shows within their own networks, because they realize that being part of that community will help them to bring their voice out in a much broader way. And we really thought that we want to make this an affordable opportunity to basically everyone that has a powerful message to share with the world. So this is why we thought 98 euros monthly hosting fee would be a good entry point. And then of course there is some, some effort to really bring hosts onto this platform, training new hosts, not only training new hosts but also identifying how do you want to position yourself on that platform. What could be your show about? How do you want to present and position yourself? There will be quite a lot of communication and support going on, and also there will be a technical setup required.
Yes, and also a creating of an avatar, a graphic design. That's part of the setup fee. So there's a one-time setup fee of 198 euros, and monthly there will be 98 euros to be able to be part of the EWM. So thank you. We need to go to our second package.
Yes.
So package number 2 is what we call the professional package. Your benefits is like, of course, it's the standard package, all the things you have in the first package, plus is that you then are able to broadcast your streaming bi-weekly or weekly. It's up to you, so you can do it every 2 weeks, every week. We also will do more proactive show announcements on the social media instead of once per show. We will mention it twice in the social media. We also have income possibilities, affiliate advertising, sponsorship. So if people would like to sponsor or advertise on your show, then this is where you will have a sharing with EWM. When we bring the sponsor advertisers in, we will then just share with you, and that only is possible with the professional package. Also posting of your promotional articles on the blog that we will have on our website, so that your team or you can get extra articles to put on the blog monthly. And also in the professional package already, you have the possibility to teach on the webinars that we are creating from after the beta quarter that is going to be set up, so that people already want to really share more than just the audio. They just really want to connect more with their listeners already, and so that's the professional people can go from there. And of course, people that are starting with package 1, they can always move into package 2. And the setup fee is the same, 198 euros, because it's the same setting. But there will be more work that needs to be done from EWM to promote you and to give you more access to certain things, and especially also towards advertising and sponsors. And then we'll just ask 198 euros per month. So that's package number 2. Monique, you want to share package number 3?
Sure. Well, again, it's an addition to all the things that you had in the standard and the professional package. Plus, there will be, of course, you have the flexibility to decide if you want to stream bi-weekly or weekly. Also, there will be, again, a duplicated, show announcement on our social media. So it will be 4 times per show. So just to make sure that we're really driving listeners and our members from the membership program, their attention towards your show. Also, you will not just, need to find out what the statistical data are from, tapping into the radio platform, but you will be sent regular reports on statistical data on listenership proactively. And I would, also you will be highlighted as a VIP host on our web platform. So you will stand out from, among all the hosts in a specific way. And I think what the biggest difference here is, it's related to the support that you would receive from our team to stream the shows on your behalf if you want to. So The only thing you would need to tell us is, what kind of shows you want to stream, how do you want to be presented, how do you want to be promoted, and we'll actually do all the rest for you. Because as Marie was saying, a lot of very already established hosts, they don't have a lot of time to really put their shows together, maybe also announce them, write all these messages that should go out announcing them, and streaming the show specifically yourself. So all these things will be taken care of by ourselves. And the setup fee is a, yes?
Go ahead.
Yeah. And the setup fee is going to be a little higher because there's more coordination needed at the beginning to really find out what your aim is with your shows and to really position you as a VIP person on our platform. And once we need to involve virtual assistants and other staff to really run all this for you, the monthly hosting fee needs to cover these costs. So we thought that €498 per month would be very appropriate if you wanted us to do the job for you.
Yes, and this is something I'm very excited about, Monique, because that was, one of the things I was challenged by, to find somebody on your team that, or yourself or somebody on your team that does all the work. It's not always that easy. But then to have, somebody in the team of EWM to be part of that and do that for your, and creating all these things for you, is just, an amazing opportunity, and I'm very excited. We brought in package number 3, to be honest. So you will see in the next page, the next slide, the packages next to each other. So you can see what package 1 stands for, package 2 stands for, and package 3. And the little X's, tell you what you have, what you don't have. It stays empty, of course. And so this way you have a good overview and see what you feel is comfortable for you and what is the right choice. And of course, Monique and I are here to, connect with you if you feel you're not sure what works for you best at this point, and where you want to move forward into in the future, to see what works for you. So, like I said, you can always connect with us and through info@enlightenedworldmedia.com, and we can set up a meeting with you to see what is a package that works the best for you. But we want to share kind of what are the next steps before the end of the year. Yes. So, Monique, would you like to share that?
Yeah, happy to. And before I go into that, I've seen already a couple of questions from Dean and Dirk, and we're going to answer them in a minute in our question and answer session. Okay, so let's first have a quick look at how are we planning to move forward. As Marie already said, the magical date will be 1st of February 2014 that we're going to start this as a trial period. There's still a few things to get done and to bring hosts to come on board and so on. So what we thought is to invite you and everyone that is interested to, if you want to be part of this first version, that we would invite you to make a commitment by the 10th of December so that we can start working with you to, to define and design how you want to be presented on that platform. And if that is something you want to go forward with, then please send us an email or to info@enlightenedworldmedia.com. And what we thought is, of course, there's always some extra bonuses for the first people that want to come on board, and we thought we will offer you 1 month of free streaming. And what is really exciting, Marie, I think you and I have a lot of experience from our streaming in the past, and we thought we would also offer the first 10 hosts that commit a 1-hour radio hosting mentoring, where you and I, you or I, individually share our combined wisdom around how can we turn, how can you turn your shows into a real success story. So you're going to get a specific one-on-one. We're going to support everyone, of course, that comes on board. With this 1 hour mentoring, we thought we would offer specific people to really share our
Yeah, and of course that hour can be taken in the beginning or can be taken after a few months where you feel this is now the time where I need the mentoring to go to the next level, marketing-wise, you know, setting things up, how to host it. And of course we are providing tips along the way, how to connect best with your guests and or you know bringing your message forward. So it's you know the EWM circle will receive the tips already, of course, from ourselves, but also from each other. Like this works and this was working better, and so that's really great. We need the time, of course, to design your show representation, the avatar, the host title, the show title. The technical training for the host needs to be set up on time. And we also will have our first Enlightened World Media Circle call in December. But the magical date is the 1st of February 2014. It will be a new Chinese astrology year already. And a very good year, actually, for bringing media forward. So we're launching on the 1st of February with listeners. So it gives us a good 2 months to really focus on getting things going. So thank you for listening.
Marie,
Monique, anything else you want to add to this before we go to the questions?
Just one thing, because we already have actually quite a few hosts that said they want to get started. So what we also decided is that we don't start with 50 hosts at the beginning, but you know that we also say, well, we're going to start with a more limited number of hosts to make sure that we just get a feeling of, you know, how things are perceived, and that we can also really very much focus on the hosts that get started with us to get you on board and to get you running and to make you successful with your shows. So just wanted to mention that as well, that we're going to start with, you know, a pretty small number of hosts.
Well, because we really want to make sure there's a good foundation, that everybody's happy and moving forward. But it's a very exciting thing to share. So you mentioned that there are already questions. So the people live on the call or people listening to the recording will just go into the questions that are now present. And anyone else that has questions later on can always send an email to info@enlightenedworldmedia.com. So Monique, perhaps you can check into the questions?
Yes, we can. There were actually, the first question I think was there from Dean, where he asked, will you offer an annual fee at a discounted rate? Marie, you want me to answer that, or you want to go?
Yes, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yes, we thought, Dean, is a very good question, and of course we also thought about that. And what we thought about is we would offer an annual fee, and that would be basically 80% of the total yearly price. That would be the annual fee. So you would get a discount of 20%, meaning that if you want to stream the whole year, you would stream 12 months and only pay for 10.
But the setup fee stays the same.
Yes.
I think that's what we agreed on.
Yes. Yes, because that's just covering the cost, of course, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions? I cannot see it right now.
Yeah.
So if you move forward with that.
So the question is, will the membership be for people or even for companies possible? So that is another question, and I would say, well, I don't know if you talk about membership from the listener side or membership from the host side. I assume it's from the host side, Dirk. So, of course, the offer that we create is it's from the listener side?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, of course, companies can become listeners. And we have not really gone into details about that, but we see more and more indeed that companies are love to be members of platforms so that their employees and their managers can be part of that. So we'll definitely make sure that it will be available in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions from your side right now?
Okay, well, I'm sure there are many questions that will come up for you, and you can of course listen again to the recording. And if there's no questions at this moment, I would suggest to tune into it, or tuning in. It's radio, it's platform, but we definitely are, the next. And perhaps even faster than 2015, we perhaps will also be able to open up to video streaming. But we have seen at this moment that globally, in certain markets, it is still not easy to do video streaming for more than 10 minutes, because the shows are not, this is minimum 30-minute shows. And so video streaming for 30 minutes or even an hour, whatever you decide to do, it's not so easy in certain areas in the world. So that's why at this moment we are keeping it to audio streaming. What is still, one of the major connection platforms at this moment. And of course we'll then make this available on the more modern platforms, so people have access to it on their modern tools, like iPhones and smartphones,
Yes.
iPads and tablets. That is part of the platform we choose, yeah.
And another reason why we decided for audio is that over time we got a lot of feedback from people that they actually like to download the shows and take them along wherever they are. If they're going to the fitness center or running outside or traveling or driving, they actually like to download them and listen to them while they're on their way. So that is much more difficult with video. This was another reason.
Yes, and I can see that in the next years probably that will become more easier, because more and more networks in the world will be open to that through their smartphones. But that's not possible in all the countries, and as we are really focusing on global reach, from local to global, we have to do the first steps, and but it's definitely wonderful getting your message out. I mean, it's so energizing for you as a teacher, as a speaker, as a leader, to share your message in the world. And I was, recently somewhere, and somebody was just like, yeah, I love listening to you. I'm like, where are you listening? Oh, I listen to your radio show, I'm like, oh, wonderful, And so she didn't know me from anything else than from listening to the radio or to the internet radio. And she actually even recognized my voice, more than she even saw me. And it was really a beautiful experience. People just love listening and being inspired, and that is, as you have experienced it too, Monique, it's really beautiful as the feedback you receive from this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, I don't know if there's any more questions from our, from Dirk or others. I know that quite a lot of people wanted to be on today, like Marina and Joe, Brigitte, Derry, many others. So it's great that we recorded this. So once you've listened to this, feel free to reach out to us for further discussions. Dirk, you had another question?
I have a little question. Tomorrow in the evening I will sit together with Clemens. Mm-hmm. For the event we are having on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Can I have partly of the presentation to show him, because I really like it very much? And is there a chance, or does he have to look up for the whole meeting?
Well, I think that would be lovely. Thank you for sharing this also already with others. And I think this will be downloadable already immediately, I think, after the meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, what we're going to do is...
you will be able to, to take it with you right away.
That's great. Thank you.
And what I
You're
can
so
do
welcome.
is... What I can also do is I can share the recording very quickly and send it out via email, Dirk, and I can also send you the document so that if you want to show...
That would be great, and because we're sitting together tomorrow, but before our event and afterwards, really to get some speed in our teachings and in our programs, and I think it's a very good thing you are starting over here.
Yes.
Even with several things. And then I will send you an email if we take, I think we will be one of the first 10 people, and I will send you an email out of Phuket when I'm making over there, making the stage next week.
Right. And just keep in mind this already, even though we didn't have a lot of people on the call today, unfortunately a lot of people that want to be on here are booked quite a few months in advance, so they're going to need to catch up afterwards. We already have about 50 people that want to get started with us. And Marie, you also said in January you're going to take that to the TLC in the US, right? So I think at the beginning we should not have more than 10 or 20 hosts to get started with, at least for the first 3 months, right? So Dirk,
well, we'll see what is possible and how things are moving forward, because we want to definitely give quality to the first host and to every host that comes on afterwards, to make sure that everything works fabulous for them.
Right.
And we're excited to see who's coming on board, and to this. We actually really worked on it for 9 months. It's really delivering of a baby, to be honest.
It is.
And it really is. It's just 9 months, really good that we worked on it and we got the idea. And so it's a joyful birth today. And thank you for the midmen that were on the call and the midwives.
Yes. and Dirk was a midman for a long time, because Dirk, we had this conversation for many times already. And I wasn't saying that we have already a lot of people interested because I didn't want you to share the word, right? Please go out and share the word, and just you're very curious to have many more midwives and midmen, helping us going forward. The only thing is, we just, Marie, sorry, I just wanted to say, we just need to see who is going to be part of the very first round. So, but, of course, we are embracing everyone that wants to be part of this eventually, right?
Yeah, and already the host requirements, what kind of hosts we're looking for, because it's really important for us if the hosts come on board that are aligned with the mission, the decision and the purpose and the goals we have, and it needs to become a media family where people love to be part of and love to share their message. And Monique and I had that intention from the beginning, and we have seen the encouraging experience that we both have by connecting with each other. Has been really wonderful, and it's and inspiring each other to move forward. And that's the same vibration and same intention we definitely want to bring to the hosts, that we really want your message to get out there, and it's one of the most beautiful things if you receive the messages back and the feedback from the people that they have been listening to you on a regular level, and they're like, oh, it did so well. It did so good for me to listen to you again and again, and they know where to find you.
Yes,
that's the major thing.
And also, I experienced that people cross-connected with each other. So, sometimes without even me knowing of it, and there's just so much potential. And it's always like what they say. It's like one of the metaphors I find beautiful. It's like you throw a pebble into a lake, right? and it has ripple effects that you never know what it is, right? And this is the power of such a media platform.
So I thank you to be on the
Yes.
call, and thank you, Monique, to have taken on the challenge with me and together to make this happening. I just feel very joyful and giggly, actually, that we just made this kickoff happening, but also very deep gratitude to all the people that will come on board, and you know, excitement for the listeners that will be able to listen to all of you. So I thank you, Monique, and till on email or calls, and till very soon then. Thank you.
Yes, and the only thing we should just mention again is whoever is already making up your mind that you want to be part of the first group of people to get started, send us an email to info@enlightenedworldmedia.com. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We are here for you. And the next thing we're going to do is have individual conversations with everyone that wants to be coming on board right now. And then to also organize a circle call for December, still before Christmas, right, Marie?
Yes, correct. So a wonderful day to each one of you, and thank you again. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.